Hey everybody, it's Rosie on the Rancho. I'm doing some repair work on the irrigation system today, but it's also a good chance for me to show you guys how we drip irrigate here. And the proper way to install and to run drip irrigation as opposed to what I used to do over here in the old days that you'll see. Well, you'll see the new way that I do it. It minimizes the chance for leaks, and it also maximizes the amount of H2O water that your plants are going to receive. We're just getting ready on the Rancho for the heat of summer to come, and we need to make sure if we're away on vacation or something like that, that we're not going to lose. We don't need enough to have staggering growth, but we need enough to preserve the plants so when we get back we can do the required deep watering that drip irrigation doesn't really do. It's no substitute. So we're going to do some repair work here on the Rancho today, and in doing so you're also going to see how to properly install drip irrigation. Okay, glad to have you along. Let's get to it. We got some repair to do. You can see the tomato plants are looking pretty good. I'll swing around here this side too. I'm really impressed how they're doing considering how cool the weather has been lately. I think that's about to change though coming up. So one thing I want to do though, well, I'll show you what we got going on here. What we got is right here. You can see when where Millie Vanilli, the dog next door, just chewed that up to pieces there. I don't even know if I have a, I think that's actually, yeah, it has a break, so I'm going to have to probably dig down and put some type of connector between here. Might have to route some new hose, and then I have to go around and check all. You can see like this is busted off here. Right, that's just going to come spurting out of there. So we have some work to do today. If we can get this irrigation system ready to go, because that includes getting the well fired up too, then we can be all ready. Then we can kind of put this on automatic watering. So the first thing I need to do is repair that break. I'm going to see what I have in the way of tubing here. Nice, they sell these coupling pieces on here. So I'm going to try to, what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to dig down a bit. I don't have that much slack here. Get this dug down a bit down here to where the dog didn't chew on it, and get a nice clean cut. The problem is it looks like a lot of places on here have some chewing, so we could be gone down here a ways, but that's okay. Alright, got the first link on there. I hope that's going to hold okay, and hopefully we'll just be able to cut that back enough. Man, that dog chewed the hell out of that, huh? Woo! Let's go cut this one back. Okay, guys, back from the store. Success. Got some of the replacement tubing, 5/8 inch tubing. I got all different size stuff here. Of course, this was back in 2011 when I built these planter boxes. And unfortunately, I had a flip phone at that time, flip phone camera, and on my Samsung flip phone, I lost all of that video of doing all of the demolition of the back deck and all that goofy looking wooden structure on there. Nothing like sharp cutters, huh? Crazy, huh? Trying to get this stuff off. Got one more to go here. Alright, so what I'm going to do is string up another piece on here. It's going to take a while to get the make sure this doesn't kink up on me here. I'll go ahead and put this like this, and let's get this first piece hooked down in here. We should be all set. Make sure we get that. I like to get a good clean cut where it's rounded. You can see down there, it's already been flattened. I want to get a good clean fresh cut on here. Let's drive that baby down in there. Let's get that really good end down there. Don't want any leaking at all. Alright, I think that one end should be okay. I'm going to go route this over to the other side there. And then I think we're going to pressurize the system and see if we have any other problems on here that have to be addressed. I do have some plugs that go in case we have some leaky connections. So yeah, one step at a time. Let me go ahead and cut this to proper length. And we'll get the well turned on, we'll pressurize her up, and we'll stand clear, guys, because this could look like Yellowstone geyser going up here. We just don't know. So first things first. I'm satisfied with that. There's our new irrigation run there, our new irrigation hose. I wanted to go around also and kind of inspect other places to make sure that there weren't any open. See, that's open there. That's going to be problematic. As soon as we turn on the area 3, which is the drip irrigation, we're going to have that spraying out like crazy. I have also gone ahead, guys, and fired up the well, our well pump. Gonna have a lot of lemons, a lot of citrus this year, huh? We're just bringing that up to pressure now. A couple years ago, a frog actually crawled inside the old housing of the electrical, the armature and commutator in there, and peed on it, shorted it out. But I took the opportunity to replace the 1/2 horsepower with a 3/4 horsepower. Took a lot to get this irrigation system going again. But being on a well saves a ton of money. If we had to be on well water, it would be about $200, $250 a month, up to $300 a month for water. As it is, we've used this for making moonshine, for cooling off the still, and we have a fully charged well for allowing us to irrigate the whole property. So. All right, it's time to do a close inspection of all of the lines. And you can see that dog just chewed up everything there. Every bit of that. So I'm going to cut this one back enough to put a new dripper on it, like this one. Head out front here, and what we're going to do now is we're going to go over to the control box for the sprinkler system. I don't know if it's got to be reprogrammed or what down here, but I'm going to turn it on. Anybody like spiders? I'm going to turn this on now. I think it's probably put it on, and we're going to start enter manual. And there we go. That's pretty good. We're going to have to check that one in the corner over there. See what's going on there. That's pretty good this season for just out of the gate. Just got this one that's kind of frigged up over here. It's just not popping up enough. It really needs to kind of be worked in a bit. It's a little too hard to come out, so I'm going to have to address that. Anyway, let's move on to, let's pop her on B now. Oh, I'm getting sprayed here. Let's put it on B mode now, which will be the other side over here. Let's put it next. Okay. Here comes area 2. And that's having problems popping up too. All right, let's go over here and check this corner. All right, now for the big test, with that being soaked to death here, let's put this on area 3. This is all of our irrigation lines here. And in the back, it's everywhere else on the whole property. Let's run to the back and see how bad it is. Should be able to turn these off. We're gonna have to get some new plants. This has been a disaster, these marigolds. All right, let's go to the back. See how bad this is now. Whew. See if we have any big time leaks. I hear something. Yeah, here we go. All right. We got a couple we got to fix right there. Well, it sounds all quiet. Looks like that's working okay. Drippers there. We got our one. Seems to be working okay there. All right. Seems pretty righteous. Just go around, check. I haven't put the taps off of this main yet over here. Let's go over here and see what we got. And that one looks okay. This one looks clogged here. So we're gonna have to figure out what's going on with this one. We're gonna have to tap a new one onto there. And I think we're going to block these off. I don't know. Maybe just let them run. That's leaking a little bit there, but that's not that big a deal. Let's actually cut that out and move that into that connector over there, which is what I think I'll do. We don't have anything growing over here. I need to put a longer reach over here for that one. It seems to be okay here. Got a triple on that. We've only got one tap here, which isn't even working. So I think we're gonna have to do a little repositioning here, but good news, we don't have any catastrophic leaks here. I'll tell you guys, luckily over the years I have amassed a huge collection of various little irrigation parts here. So I've now mounted a T into here. We don't always have to run all new, a dedicated line. We can just kind of surround this plant on each side here. Get a nice tap. Okay. We'll just surround and we'll put a couple of these. I got a couple of these 2 gallon per hour babies here. We'll just fire these on. See how these do. And then I got some hold downs to hold them into place. So, okay. And over there I got another one I replaced. It wasn't dripping. All right, so let's fire up the system again, and let's see what we get. Okay, this should be receiving plenty of irrigation. This one's important because this gets a lot of sun. This one here. So let me go ahead and fire up the system, and we'll see what we got. That's really good. We got double feed, so we got 4 gallons per hour on there, and we irrigate about 20 minutes, so that'll be about 5 quarts of water. This one's looking good. This one's all set. Let's go over and check the one we replaced. This doesn't get as much sun. It's not going to need as much here. Let's see. That's kind of leaking, but that's okay. That's not that much. Yeah, we replaced this one here, and for some reason, let me turn this off a minute and see if I have to twist that around. Yeah, that was kind of blocked a little bit. That's looking better. Pretty satisfied with that. It's time to go put our taps in over here. I have to see if I can find my little punch that puts really precise holes in. That's very important. So we're going to need 1 tap here, 2, 3, 4 tap offs. Let me go ahead and see if I can find that. The thing I really discovered when irrigating is you want to use as many T's, you want as few holes as possible into your main irrigation line. So you can have a lot of T's come off, and then I'll have a T to feed. I'll have 2 to feed this and 1 in front that you can't see here. And that way I'll only have one little break within the hose, the main hose, and that makes it a lot more leak proof, and it makes it a lot easier to service too. So I now have my 2 lines, 1 going each way. I'm going to put a T in this end, really drive that on there really well. And now I have enough to put a double T. I have enough to run a little line off of each one to surround the plant over there. So it just makes it so much more easier to do it that way than to have to make a separate puncture every time you want to feed a line off. So we've got a T going this way, and we got a T going this way. One thing you should keep in mind when you do, one important thing to keep in mind is you don't want to have a lot of people run their irrigation lines right up to the base of, in this case, a tomato plant, and that doesn't encourage root growth. It keeps, the drip line, what they call the drip line here, really extends outward quite a bit, particularly as the roots expand. They're going to spread all the way to both sides and probably over here too. So you want to spread out your irrigation lines so that your water is kind of widely dispersed as opposed to being just in one location. So, okay, those tips, try to run as few taps as possible. I'm setting up the one over here right now. So on this whole line, I just basically have 2 taps, so that's a lot less I have to worry about. Here, this one is all complete. And then I'm just going to run one to this one, and then we're going to fire up and see what we have. And we're going to have some final words about how to properly put in drip irrigation. That's got a cut in it. That's no good. Always remember, use nice clean cuts. Get them on good and tight. Pop another T on there and we will be all set for our final irrigant. Alright, I am happy with the flow everywhere here. It's time to wrap it up and give some concluding thoughts. You know, we grow well over, I would say, well over half a ton of fruit and vegetables here on the rancho, so we know a thing about irrigation systems, and we know how important it is to have a properly functioning drip irrigation system, especially if you're going to be traveling, and you need to have that peace of mind that your system is going to do well. Remember a couple of these hacks. This was a repair video today, but it's also a how-to video. Okay, you can see my amateur stuff from years ago where you have every little plant had a offtake for irrigation. Didn't actually need that. What you can do is just run one offtake with some tees. You can easily handle, as I have here, 2 plants with one takeoff with multiple little drips on it, and it works great. Otherwise, you're setting yourself up for a lot of leaks and a lot of problems in the future. Also remember, when you install your drips, make sure that move them a distance away from the base of the plant. It's the same thing with the citrus trees that we grow here. When people talk about fertilizer, they're always throwing it towards the base of the tree. In reality, you want to put it out at the drip line because that's generally where the roots extend. In other words, when you see this plant here, the bigger and bushier and wider it gets, that's below ground is where you're going to see the roots also out on the sides too. So you want to make sure you're properly irrigating with a good drip system. And it's no substitute at all for making sure that your plants are properly watered, because even dripping at night at about 9:30 and 10 o'clock at night gives a good start on the day. But when we get up to those 90 and 100 degree days, no drip irrigation is going to properly provide the amount of water that these plants are going to need, these tomato plants, to be super productive. Well, there it is, how to properly install drip irrigation. I want to thank you guys for being along, and your thumbs up are appreciated.